Greetings, woman. And I'm just show them back to the women for horses. Right. So, not only is this a follow-up to two of the most emotionally intense Lorna Shore songs we've heard so far, it's the longest Lorna Shore song we will have ever listened to. It's 9 minutes, and it's the closing track of the album End of the Pain Remains trilogy, titled In a Sea of Fire. Now, since the protagonist had a tendency to cease existing and seemed quite successful at it in the previous part, I don't know what's left for this one. So I guess the boys will have to tell us. I'm really scared. I'm hoping I'm not gonna break down again. I hope so too. Are you ready? No.
this band, man.
Okay. I have thoughts on the topic, on the story. I have thoughts on the production too. Now I have to say then, see, that's the problem. Okay. It's like I said in the second video. Or like you said in the second video. Why the hell is he still alone? Like, one of the most impactful frames in the whole video was that part where he was still in the church, you know? And then he was like fixing his wrist, and I thought, okay, good, do more of that. And there were some people with him. And then they left.
Yeah.
Like that, you don't even see their faces. They have one of them, I think, has their hands on his shoulder and leaves. You don't do that. You don't do that to someone in that place. So I really hope that part 3 was gonna be like a kickback. You know? So it struck me that they went for the tragic end. Okay, I'm doing this time, it seems.
Sometimes I weep, sometimes you weep.
Yeah. I think I haven't cried in months. I've just been kind of unemotional lately. I really wanted him to get back up, you know. I know he's a fictional character, but I cared for him at this point.
Yeah. That's why we cry with movies.
Yeah, and then
TV series.
And then the part where he was throwing gas around the house, I just kept thinking, what if she was there seeing him do that? What would she say, you know?
Yeah.
You don't betray those you love like that, even if they're already gone. You don't do that. Okay, I'll get my composure and then we can carry on. I think for me, I'm trying to grasp what they were trying to say with the story at this point. I don't know if it's a message they actually wanted the listener to get, or just put it there for the artistic sake of it and let people come up with their own conclusions, because the tragedy kind of already consumed itself in part 2. So I didn't really understand. First off, I don't understand how the hell he got up. And then second, I don't understand why we needed a reiteration of it, other than to be reminded that it happens again and again and again, which I guess is a real thing. Well, that might be part of the message, in the sense that, you know, the method he tried in part 2, I know, is not the most effective. It's known for people to survive after trying to, you know. The point is, you can't expect that because someone's done it once, they won't do it again.
Yeah.
And then the production of this is spectacularly good. Like, in the beginning when he opens his eyes, it's like... If I wasn't sitting down, I would have been on my knees at that point. That part is so impactful. And then when the lighter lights is again, those 2 moments were the most impactful for me.
I think as amazing as this was musically, it's, with the video, it's more like a cinematography piece of art in its own right.
Yeah.
Like, they actually managed to make this whole deathcore thing sound like it was a soundtrack to the story rather than a song in its own right with a video accompanying it.
Yeah. So it's like a full piece of art that tells you a story, and it's got music to it, it's got cinematography to it. I feel like it's almost got acting to it, because the band shots, there's two parts with them. First, I don't know if you've noticed, but all 3 videos are filmed in the same location with the sort of church altar behind them.
Yeah.
And then in parallel with that, you also have green screen shots with backgrounds. And in the first part, you had lightnings. In the second part, I think you had snow. And now you have the fire.
Yeah.
And in all the band shots, the band is static and Will is moving around and narrating. So it's almost like you have this backdrop of like musical performance and with epicness. And then that's this entire foundation to the story that Will is telling and that he's expressing with the gestures, with the mimics, with everything. That those are insanely well directed.
Yeah, and I think his character in the way he embodies the lyrics, because you can actually pick apart some of the lyrics that he's saying here. It's not like Into the Hellfire where it was all squeal. I think like his movements and his facial expressions actually look like he's feeling what the character is feeling.
Yeah. But in a sense, like, he's also guiding it.
Yeah.
So, like, it's almost like he's character and narrator at the same time in the way he expresses himself.
Yeah.
And then the actors are spectacularly good too, and the overlapping of like, parallels of the house with them together, and then him in the same places setting it on fire.
Yeah.
Cause that's what brings these thoughts to your head, you know, of what was there, and what you're doing to the memory of that when you decide to go.
Yeah.
And take it all in a sea of fire with you.
Yeah. And I don't know if you realize, but after he put on the lighter and the house was burning and we were having the flashbacks to the first part, it was a reprise from the intro on the first part.
Yeah, I got that. Like the theme, that broke me. The orchestral theme with the crackling fire noises in the background.
It's literally the story burning.
Yeah.
The orchestrals in this are absolutely mesmerizing. I'm really trying to think about it, to think about orchestral pieces that hit me to the same extent in metal, like not actual symphonic pieces. And the only things that come to mind for me are the ending of The Greatest Show on Earth by Nightwish and Through Lifetimes by Seven Spires. Those are the only things that have this same aura of a tragedy. Well, not a tragedy, but of just telling a story through orchestrations this bloody well.
Yeah, I can't. For me, this is an absolute first. Like deathcore and heartfelt and with almost like a ballad feel, especially the first and third part. The second one was more, you know. And then another aspect that I thought was really cool at this time is that for the first two parts, when you had the band shots, you had background behind them, but now you have the flames in front of them, you know? So they're already kind of engulfed in the whole mayhem. They're burning a bit as well. Yes. And I think everyone listening, because this will raise your heartbeat and your body temperature quite consistently.
Oh my god. Okay. I think we're done here.
Yeah.
So if you enjoyed this reaction, we greatly appreciate the likes and shares, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. With that, over.
Thank you very much for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed your stay, and we'd love to see you back at the Windmill very soon.
Of course, yeah.